Kia ora and welcome to the Mountain Safety Council's Alpine Snow Skills Series.
In this 5-part series, we'll be talking to a professional mountain guide from the New Zealand Mountain Guides Association. He'll be teaching us basic alpine skills for snow slopes and winter terrain. Keep in mind that this video is not designed to replace a training course or hands-on practical experience. We recommend taking an alpine skills course from a professional provider or learning directly from competent friends or family.
Since you'll potentially be in avalanche terrain, make sure to understand the current avalanche forecast for the region you'll be in. Carry the necessary avalanche rescue equipment and know how to use it. And get the training and knowledge to avoid avalanche hazards. For more info, go to avalanche.net.nz. In this first episode, we're going to take a closer look at the ice axe. And to take us through that is the man himself, Dave, from the New Zealand Mountain Guides Association. Let's get started.
Well, first of all, before we use the ice axe, we're carrying them because we're planning to do a route that involves going over snowy or icy terrain.
When travelling across this type of terrain, an ice axe is useful as a third point of contact for confidence on steeper slopes, as well as an arresting device if you slip or fall. So, what's the first thing we need to do, Dave?
First thing, decision making. You've got to think about your route, think about the appropriateness of equipment that you need to take, and an ice axe is one of those things. Also think about your boots. You need good stiff sole boot. Running shoes is probably not appropriate. Then you're looking at the tools themselves, the ice axe. So you want to look at something that has a straightish shaft and is a little bit longer than, for instance, something like this is really cool and fun, but it's designed for more technical ground, ice climbing and such. The ice axe itself has the adze head. That can be very useful, so not a hammer head. The pick, the shaft, and this pointy bit on the bottom is called the ferrule. Until you get used to working with the tool, it's a good idea to put the leash on when you're using it so you can't drop it. We always carry the ice axe in the uphill hand. That's both for stability and to prevent slips. So put your leash on, put your hand over the top of the adze, fingers just in front of the shaft, and just grip it, nice casual grip, and should be down by your side. If the ground is quite flat, don't feel like you have to bend over and use it like that. You can just be walking along and just using it for a little bit of gentle support. Your weight is still over your body. The ice axe is a third point of contact with you in the snow. So if I walk along and I'm swinging my foot at the same time I'm swinging the ice axe, at that point of time, I'm actually balancing on one leg. So if I time it so I do ice axe, foot, foot, ice axe, foot, foot, then I have a lot better security on the snow. If I want to turn around, the safest way to turn around is ground your ice axe nicely and step around with your feet. You can put both hands on it if you wish and turn your ice axe around. Once you're comfortable with your feet, slide your hand through your leash and you've now got it in your new uphill hand. And away we go again. As you can see, pretty soft conditions today, okay? If it were firmer, there'd be a few other techniques that you may need to employ. So one of them would be kicking in, making steps as you go. So kicking your steps in here, pretty easy, goes in nicely. If you do need to kick it in on harder snow, you want to use the inside edge of your downhill boot and the outside edge of your uphill boot. If you're not wearing crampons, that is.
So Dave, what do we do if the slope gets any steeper than this or if the ground is just too firm to cut steps into?
I guess that's when you get yourself a pair of crampons and attain a better grip on the snow or the ice.
Awesome, so make sure you click on over to the next episode where we'll cover fitting and choosing crampons. Remember, practical training before you head out will help reinforce the skills you'll need and address the hazards that you'll encounter in alpine terrain. For a list of training providers and for more information, head to the Mountain Safety Council website.